The choice of university can be daunting for any student. For Jeff Kennedy, I guess you'd say, something just made him feel KU was the way.
My parents thought that I belonged at KU, and I was the first person to really go to college from my family. They really wanted me to go to KU, and I went up there for a weekend and saw the Temptations, and that was all it took. From that point on, I was hooked.
After earning his KU degree in journalism and a few years in Colorado during his self-described back to nature phase, Jeff continued down a path he had always imagined, attending law school. When he moved to Wichita, Jeff's passion for KU, coupled with his allies as an attorney, soon connected him back to Mount Oriad.
Martin Bauer, who was my law partner, was doing some volunteer work for the Alumni Association, and he was organizing banquets for the football coach and the basketball coach. And I got into that, and I think fairly quickly the folks with Alumni realized that I could do this, and so they started calling me, and fairly early on I got involved in volunteer activities.
As a Jayhawk leader, Jeff has served in vital roles across KU, including National Chair of the Alumni Association. He also led the For Wichita Advancement Board of the Medical Center.
Like you, I truly love the University of Kansas, and Commencement Day is part of what makes this a truly special place. Speaking to the graduation class the year that I was the chair of the Alumni Board, it was really fun. And I had missed walking down the hill. That was the year that I graduated, was the year that it rained. And so I didn't go down the hill that year, and I think I always regretted it. My parents regretted it, and so this was a way that I could kind of recreate the past a little bit.
No matter what board I've ever served on with Jeff, I think he's always become the chair. And I think that speaks to his character. He's very loyal to whatever he does and is willing to go the extra mile and spend the time to make sure that whatever he's working on, he leaves better than when he arrived.
He is one of the most important individuals we have in Wichita working on KU Med. He was there from the beginning, and he's not gotten off again, so that is also nice because he's got history.
When my wife, Patty, was sick, I went to the KU School of Medicine and did a couple of days of research, and that is how I found the individual who we went to see in Nebraska. So from that point forward, I always felt like KU Medical School here in Wichita was really important. When the decision was made to try to take that to a 4-year program, we had a group of people, Jill Docking, Al Higdon, a number of other people, Sue Watson, who were very active in deciding whether For Wichita, as it has become known, was something that would help a 4-year program.
As someone who strongly believes that universities benefit Kansas by growing productive citizens, Jeff has become a powerful advocate for KU on behalf of Jayhawks for Higher Education.
Jeff has come with us numerous times up to Topeka to speak to legislators, and he does his homework, and I think people listen to him carefully because he's not bombastic. He's very methodical in his presentation.
The work that Jeff and others have done in Topeka in support of the university, the importance of that can't be overstated. He's very, very bright, and you combine that with his commitment to the university, he's perfect to represent us with the legislature, and he's done so much good work there that we're blessed as a university to have him in that role.
Jeff's KU advocacy also extends to student recruitment. He has encouraged many talented young Kansans to become Jayhawks.
Well, Jeff and his wife Patty have been so supportive of KU, and particularly in recruiting new students. They've had events at their home. They've been willing to put up signs. He will go to whatever lengths they need to go to make sure that the message of how great the University of Kansas is gets out to all kids, particularly in the Wichita area.
As a student, Jeff often visited the Spencer Museum, where he developed a keen interest in the arts. Years later, he continues to champion the arts at KU and in Wichita as a patron and trusted advisor.
Jeff and I were on the board at the Wichita Art Museum for the last 10 years, or maybe even longer than that. He has opinions which are generally right, and again, provides great leadership, I think, for Wichita Art Museum and other art associations, art groups around Wichita. Something that I don't think many people know really is how many people Jeff helps, how many organizations he helps that he doesn't take credit for, nobody knows about, but he has been very helpful to particularly a lot of artists here in Wichita that have had various kinds of problems, and Jeff steps in and I think gives them really, really good advice. I'm sure he's done a lot for KU that nobody even knows about.
What is widely known about Jeff Kennedy is his knack for bringing laughter to the people around him.
We were in Italy and we stopped by what we would think is maybe a turnpike stop. Jeff bought this pig in this store that just made this grotesque sound, and he would sit in the back of the bus, and if somebody said something that wasn't right, he'd honk that pig, and we laughed so hard. He's just the best.
He's got a pretty dry sense of humor, so he'll cut through it all in the end and make us all laugh. He's just a great guy. We're lucky to have him. And he's that rural Kansas, strong, silent, very effective type of person. I think that we grow in Kansas, and he's been that way for KU as long as I've known Jeff.